And I'm live with another episode of BS Busters. Thank you for joining us. We have returned. It's been a wild 2 weeks. I would have had a cast last week, but I had my Halloween party, Halloween night, and I don't know. It just wasn't happening the day after Halloween. I was very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't hungover, but I was, what's the word I'm looking for? I was in no condition to stream. Let me put it that way. All right. But with that being said, let me stop playing Starfield. With that being said,
they're not exactly firing
on all cylinders.
On all cylinders. Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. My issue is this. Okay, so there's like 3 strikes going on here. Okay, first of all, it's Miyamoto is in control of it, and whenever Miyamoto has his handhold on something with there's no other creative input, sometimes you get something amazing, and sometimes you get something that's utter and complete shit. So, it's like one of those things. So the other one is I mean, that's the first one, is it's Sony. The second one is that it's live action. Okay?
Yeah.
Action. I'm like, why would you do a live action Legend of Zelda movie? I don't understand that. Because that it just that kind of fucks shit up a little bit.
Don't get me wrong, live action fantasy can look good. I mean, stuff of Lord of the Rings and stuff look pretty decent, but
yeah, but okay, Lord of the Rings was done by Legendary Pictures, or who was it? No, not Legendary. It was done by Miramax. And distributed by Warner Brothers. Like that shit was like, that was Peter Jackson. They don't have that level of a director or that level of talent working on this.
That's a good point.
Also, the person who's involved with this is Avi Arad, and let me Wikipedia Avi Arad's filmography. All right, what he's worked on. And you'll see why I'm fucking worried, okay? All right. Okay, this is what he's been working on, all right? Okay, movies, okay? Daredevil, 2003. Remember that movie?
Oof.
Remember that movie?
Oof.
Yeah. These are what he was the producer on. Hulk, 2003. Remember that movie?
Oof.
The Punisher, 2004.
Oh.
Spider-Man 2. Now, Spider-Man 2 I actually enjoyed, but that's because Sam Raimi was pretty much could do whatever the fuck he wanted. All right. Elektra. Yeah. Sorry, I gagged a little bit when I said it. Okay.
I've heard from people that the director's cut is actually decent.
Elektra?
But again, that wasn't the out of the box experience that people got. So.
Let me put it this way. Saying the director's cut is like when someone tells you, "Hey, this movie was shit," but if you watch this book was shit, but if you read the addendum codices that attach to the book, it makes the book better. It's like, I don't want to have to read all this extra shit in order to understand this thing right here. All right.
You might as well be telling me about a cool dream you had last night, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you say stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have the. Oh, it's Kirby Lover. How's it going, sir?
Hello.
How you doing? I see you on
good.
Xbox. I see you on Xbox.
Yes, I finally got an Xbox Series S.
Really? You joined the X-Men.
That's the symbol. Yeah, Xbox is Discord now.
Yeah. Well, I haven't.
Everybody else.
I have a Series X, but I don't really use it that much. Like, I think I've turned it on maybe 5 times. Because most of the
Ah.
stuff I just do on my PC.
I see.
But let's keep on talking about what Abby Arad has worked on. Man Thing. That was a shitty ass movie. Fantastic Four 2005. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that movie is like the terrible steaming pile of dog shit that people think, but it's not good either. It's just middling fare. X-Men: The Last Stand. This is that third movie.
I liked it.
You liked X-Men: The Last Stand?
Is it the one where they have to travel back in time?
No.
No, that's Days of
Oh,
Future
I think
Past.
it's something else.
No, X-Men: The Last Stand is the one that was made by Brett Ratner because Bryan Singer went to go make Superman Returns. So they got Brett Ratner to make it, and it's the one where it was they basically tried to do the Dark Phoenix saga without setting up any of the Dark Phoenix saga properly. So it wound up coming across as just killing off random characters just for the sake of killing them off. So yeah, X-Men: The Last Stand also had a lot of memes that were popular, and people put them in the film. And since this guy was the producer, I'm going to throw it on him. He put memes in the film like "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," without understanding
That's
why.
just funny.
Well, the meme works because you have this big, huge white guy, like this black guy on YouTube or like pre-YouTube, like I think it was like Crap Tunes or something like that. He basically dubbed these cartoons where he had the Juggernaut, who's this big, huge white guy in armor, sounded like he's a street black guy. And the whole thing was, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Come here, bitch. I'm the Juggernaut. You can't do nothing to me because I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Like, that was what was funny about it. It doesn't work if you get an English guy says, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." It's like, you don't...
Yeah,
It doesn't work if you... Never mind. Yeah. If you're going to put a meme in your movie, it has to actually make sense. But anyway, X-Men: Last Stand, trash.
Oh.
Yeah. Ghost Rider.
Kind of like how Security Breach tried to be popular with Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I heard tried to just put random references in there just to have people appeal.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, so basically in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach,
you
the
mean
main character just says like, "What about the dead children?" Even though it wasn't mentioned before.
Oh, you mean the movie Five Nights at Freddy?
No, the game.
I
Security Breach.
I don't play Five Nights at Freddy.
I see.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, what's your Steam ID?
I don't remember. I will tell you off air. So anyway, the next movie, Ghost Rider. That movie is terrible. But the sequel's even worse. So Spider-Man 3. Oh boy. Hey, you guys remember that? Remember when they made Eric Foreman, Eddie Brock, and turned him into Venom? Remember that shit?
I like the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're going over the list. This is the guy who's supposedly to have hands in making a live action Legend of Zelda movie. And I'm listing off the movies he's been the producer on because, oh boy, Jesus Christ, I'm scared. Bratz. Sorry. Fantastic Four: Rise of Silver Surfer. You know the movie where they made Galactus into a fart cloud? Bratz. Iron Man 2008. The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, even worse than the first movie. The Amazing Spider-Man. You know, the one where they don't have Mary Jane, it's all Gwen Stacy?
Yeah.
Of course, we have his masterpiece after that, Robo Sapien. Sorry. That's some bullshit.
It says, "Excuse me, princess," in the movie.
No. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was even worse. Ghost in the Shell
I like
2017.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It was that movie was bad. Ghost in the Shell. Now I'm gonna keep it real. They got an actress who looked just like Major Kusagi in Ghost in the Shell. Like they had the setting right, they had the special effects right. They only made one major mistake. They made it PG-13 because Ghost in the Shell, if you've ever read the manga, it's R. It's M-rated. Like there's nudity and sex and violence. So I don't know how you can make a movie, get someone who looks just like the character, make everyone look just like the character, and then make it PG-13. Because, you know, if I'm going to a Ghost in the Shell movie, I need to see some ScarJo titties.
Oh. Well, at least there's tits in Ninja Gaiden 3. It's a game I played recently.
All right. Venom 2018.
Was that good?
No.
I've heard mixed things about that movie.
Hey, you're like a turd blowing in the wind. that's Avi Red. This is where we have where they turn Venom into a hero, even though he's a fucking villain.
Yeah.
Villain in Spider-Man 3 Venom 3. I mean Spider-Man Venom 3. I think that's what's going on. They're trying to set it up.
I didn't like any of it. I don't like Tom. I like Venom being a villain. Because the whole point,
me too.
The whole point about Venom is that he basically is an evil version of Spider-Man, except he's stronger, faster, and Spider-Man's spidey senses don't work on him, so he can sneak up on Spider-Man and kick his ass. That's what makes Spider-Man Venom dangerous to Spider-Man. It doesn't work if you make him into a hero too.
Yeah, aren't the symbiotes aren't they just like aliens that eat everything? Or want to eat everything?
They added that shit later on. Initially, the black symbiote suit was literally just an alien suit that Spider-Man got when he did, Secret Wars. The Spider-Man Secret Wars thing where he basically was transported. There was this contest between these two, like, incredible, powerful entities to determine which was more powerful, good or evil. So the bad guys got, the evil being got a group of evil villains, and the good guy got a group of heroes, and he put them all together and made them fight each other in this, like, simulation. And Spider-Man's suit got ripped. So they were like, oh, so you want your suit repaired? You can go into that area, go back there, 2 doors down to the left. Spider-Man went to the right and opened this thing that had this goop in it, and it covered him, and it became his new suit. And that was the original black symbiote suit. They added all this other lore with, like, the symbiote planet and Null and all that shit. They added that shit after the fact. Okay?
Yeah.
The black symbiote suit, that's the problem with comics. They keep on retconning shit and adding to the lore, but that's what it used to be. Then they changed it. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I know a lot of people love this movie because they love Miles Morales. For those of you who love Miles Morales, I submit to you a question. Name 5 Miles Morales villains. Oh, wait.
Well, there's that bald guy. I forget his name, but there's
That's
that.
the
There's
Kingpin. That's the Kingpin. Those are Spider-Man villains. OG old man Peter Parker villains. Name villains that are exclusive solely to Miles Morales.
Well,
5.
I haven't heard of
it.
that before. I haven't heard of that. You know, I didn't know he had exclusive villains.
You want to know why you can't do it? Because he's a shoddily written character. He's trash.
Oh.
It was a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay.
Worse. Hey, remember that movie where they made Tom Holland be Nathan Drake and the shit didn't work because Tom Holland's like 5'6" and Nathan Drake is like 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah.
I thought he was... I mean, I saw a trailer and I thought it looked good. But I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, save your money. Go play the video game. You'll be much happier. But don't forget, it's also Morbin time, folks. It's Morbin time. Morbius was hot buttered ass. And everyone knew it was hot buttered ass. That movie was terrible. Once again, taking a villain and trying to turn him into a hero. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I didn't like it. I don't like Miles Morales. I know a lot of people like that movie because I will admit the artwork is amazing. What they've done in the story beats is amazing, but Miles Morales is a boring ass underbaked character.
How is he boring? He has his struggles and
Okay, let me guess.
And
His struggles are.
he's awesome like Spider-Man. He
His.
has more powers.
Let me guess his struggles. Okay, he's a young kid, teenager, who was bitten by a radioactive spider, and also has to deal with being a teenager. Did I miss it? Oh, and he's black.
No, you got it. But that's kind of
Yeah, that's
kind of
already had that with the original.
Not too shallow.
Except Peter Parker wasn't black. But I mean, when he's wearing his mask, who gives us? No one gives a shit if he's not. No one gives a fuck about Spider-Man's ethnicity when he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, of course.
Like Miles Morales is Spider-Man with more bullshit piled on top of it and less interesting villains.
Yeah, that's
okay. And I don't want people to come up to me, oh, you're just hating. No. One of my favorite superhero Marvel characters is Luke Cage. Luke Cage is a black guy who was falsely imprisoned and then wound up escaping.
Why would you not like...
What?
Why would you hate someone because they're black?
Because
why would he not like a character because they're black? Like, that's weird.
Well, some people feel that way. My dislike of Miles Morales isn't because he's black. My dislike of Miles Morales is because a lot of people praise this character, and he's shittily written. Marvel said, oh, we don't have to actually make compelling characters for this character to fight or have interesting stories. He's black. That's good enough. No. That's lazy writing. He's also working on the Borderlands movie because, we need a movie with Borderlands. He's also working on the Kraven the Hunter movie because, once again, they're making a villain into a hero. He's gone from being a real piece of shit game hunter to, oh no, he's an environmentalist. He's going to save the planet. God damn. Avi Arad was also executive producer on Blade, the original X-Men, Blade 2, Spider-Man 2002, X2, Blade Trinity, The Killing Floor, Gamba no Nakamichi. I don't know what that is. Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm not going to give him credit for that because executive producer just means you raised the money for the shit to get made. You had no say in the creative direction of where shit was going. He was the direct-to-video guy for Ultimate Avengers the movie, Ultimate Avengers 2, Rise of the Panther. Actually, the Ultimate Avengers films are pretty good. That's the one where the Hulk beats the shit out of Thor with his own hammer. It's actually pretty funny. The Invincible Iron Man animated and Doctor Strange the Sorcerer Supreme. All of those animated films are pretty good. Avi Arad, in terms of his credentials, I'll leave a link to the Wikipedia page. He's got some pretty decent stuff for that he was the executive producer on, but in terms of what he actually created, he's the shit that he actually was the creator on didn't do that well. Spider-Man Unlimited, trash. Mutant X, trash. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, trash. Kong, King of the Apes, trash.
No, it's not trash.
What, Kong, King of the Apes?
No. Pac-Man and Ghostly Adventures.
Well, it only lasted a year. It didn't get produced for multiple seasons.
I mean, it was kind of funny. I kind of like the feeling of the show. If
you have a cartoon series that only lasts a single year, that's 52 episodes. It's trash. Just because you like it doesn't mean people didn't like it enough to buy the toys, so it wasn't greenlit another season.
Okay.
Super Monsters, also trash. Basically, my point is this: Avi Arad is the kiss of death.
Yeah.
All right. So if Avi Arad is involved with a Legend of Zelda movie, oh, that's gonna be some shit. I'm not even holding my breath. I'm like, this is fucking we're fucked. We're fucked.
I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
No, it's probably gonna come out, and I'm not gonna watch it.
I really want to see a Kirby movie.
Well, if they did a Kirby movie,
That's
it would have to be animated.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
Uh,
want it to be Pixar like.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that you're not going to be able to get Pixar to make it, or Dream. I would rather see Pixar DreamWorks make a Kirby or a Legend of Zelda animated movie versus. But with that being said, okay, fine then. They're going to make a live action Legend of Zelda movie.
They
If
are? That's what they said?
that's what they say, they've been working on it for years now, like a live action Legend of Zelda movie. But if it has to happen, here's what I would like to see. I'm gonna throw mine out there first. You guys can throw yours out after I'm done. It's gonna be quick. I think if you're gonna do a Legend of Zelda movie, there's too much dense and cakey lore in Legend of Zelda for you to try and tell the entire story. You're not gonna get a movie where Link's gonna go through like 10, 15 dungeons and then fight Ganon at the very end. That would be like 5 movies. That'd be Lord of the Rings. That'd be like The Hobbit, where they stretched one book into like 5 movies, and like the shortest book in the whole Lord of the Rings, Hobbit,
Oh.
Middle Earth series.
Some of those dungeons could be their own movie. Like, if you're creative enough, some of those dungeons could be their own movies.
I mean, yeah, especially the water dungeon. The water dungeon from Ocarina of Time. Shit. No, here's what I would do. I would basically use genre films. So I would turn the Legend of Zelda. I would do a one-off Legend of Zelda movie in the vein of a western. Because the Legend of Zelda games that have aged the best are the ones that kind of like fall into a genre. So Wind Waker is basically like a nautical adventure. Skyward Sword is Skyward Sword I don't really like that much. Twilight Princess is a western, so I would go with a western. Okay, I would have Link basically being kind of like the man with no name, doesn't really talk, having to gather a group of people of talented individuals to help him fight his way into Hyrule Castle and defeat the tyrant who's taken over the land, who happens to be Ganondorf. There you go. Simple.
Yeah.
You can have some dungeon crawling. You can have him getting the Master Sword. But the big thing is, Link doesn't talk. You can make it into a running joke in the film where, like, hey, you got anything to say? He's like,
That'd be fun.
All right, because Link at his core in almost every iteration is a swordsman / adventurer. You need someone who can do those stunts. You can't have some bullshit. You got to have someone who can actually like do some sword fighting. I'm talking like some Robin Hood sword fighting shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. If you want to make it cool, maybe in the opening of the movie, you could have Ganondorf attacking the castle and taking on Hyrule's soldiers, and them like this is how you find out that he's way more powerful and not unkillable unless you have the Master Sword. Like the soldiers, like they call out their Hylian knights, which are like their like highest level soldiers, and they take him down. They got the fucker tied down. All of them, they're stabbing him with spears and shit. And the only thing that does is that, like, they got him down, they got chains on him, like, we got him. And he looks up and his eyes turn gold. He's like, ugh, now you're pissing me off. And just starts murdering the shit out of all of them. It's like, oh, shit. Well, you could throw in a Nintendo reference. You could say, well, now he's playing with power. That's a Power Glove reference right there, folks. Anyway, that's what I would do. Could it work? Probably not, because that takes creativity, something that Sony doesn't have. They would just take the IP and do whatever the fuck they want with it. But that's what I would do. That's my druthers. What do you guys think for a live action Legend of Zelda movie? Agree, disagree, don't care?
Yeah, I would say definitely limited dialogue for Link. I think that would make things pretty good. I mean, because obviously Link typically doesn't talk. I mean, you can make the argument that he talks obviously he talks through the player when it comes to like certain choices and stuff, but he doesn't have a ton of speaking line, really any speaking lines. Um,
Yeah, I
it'd be
mean,
kind of nice if they use practical effects for some of the race creatures like the Gorons and the Dooku's. That'd be kind of nice if they were puppets, but nobody's gonna be spending that kind of money these days. They're just gonna be CGI. Um, I guess the best you could do is probably that is kind of what they do is motion capture. Um, but it'd be kind of nice to see more practical effects rather than heavily relying on CGI.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
I would like to see more practical special effects. What I would really like to see, what would really kind of do it for me, though, like I said, is that this would live or die by, for me, this is my own personal opinion, it would live or die with, it would live or die by on how awesome the sword fights are. Like the action has to be on point, and I don't think they can pull it off. But that would be awesome if the action was insane. You know.
Story wise, I would pertaining to games, I'd probably at least stick within the realm of either Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be the easiest.
Yeah, keep it simple. Ganondorf attacked the castle. He took over. Link's got to fight his way inside.
Yeah, don't be ultra complicated and ultra just like we're gonna just
be different just for the sake of being different.
Yeah. If you want to add more nuance to the story, I mean that's fine because it is a movie.
The thing is, I don't want nuance because the thing is like when people try to get all clever and do cool shit, it goes bad.
That's because typically people try too hard.
Well, I mean, they try to get like okay, if you are a really good writer, you can do that. You ain't getting a really good writer for a Legend of Zelda movie.
That is true.
So if you aren't a really good writer, keep it fucking simple.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to. Well, actually, like that's where the Mario movie fucked up is because they're like the whole point about Mario is that Mario is trying to rescue a princess from a dragon turtle that wants to rape her.
Pretty much.
So if you make a movie where Princess Peach is more competent than Mario, then why the fuck do you need Mario?
Yeah, that doesn't make it. Yeah.
It's like you're useless.
That's one of my problems with the movie.
I mean, to be honest with you, in the Mario movie, you could have taken Mario and Luigi out that movie and just made it a Donkey Kong movie where Donkey Kong's beating the shit. Because Donkey Kong had the physicality to go toe to toe with Bowser.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not gonna get. I know that movie.
I loved the Mario movie. It was the best video game movie we had.
I know that movie made a lot of money. I know a lot of people watched it. But just because something makes a lot of money doesn't make it good. Crack makes a lot of money. It's not good.
Taylor Swift makes a lot of money, but her music is shitty.
It's not shitty. It's just it's pop music. It's very it's here's what I'll say. I would say 30% of her discography is listenable to me. Like that re-recording she did with Kendrick Lamar, where he basically raps over Bad Blood, is actually pretty cool. But it's not because of her; it's because Kendrick Lamar is rapping, and Kendrick Lamar is actually a really good rapper. Anyway, he spits the hot fire. But I digress. My point is that just keep it simple. Don't let your reach extend your grasp. Your grasp extends your reach. Go larger than what you're grasping for is longer than what you can actually reach, and that's it. You know. Do you have any thoughts, Kirby? Anything you're like, I gotta.
Here's my thoughts. If they can make it the quality of the Mario movie, but have it be more Zelda-like, that would be good enough for me. I think it should be made by the same guy who made Pixel.
You say Pixels?
Yeah.
So you just want the kiss of death on all of this, don't you?
I'm joking.
Just the kiss of death. You want the Judas kiss on all this shit, don't you? I get what you're saying. Like I said, I don't want a live action Legend of Zelda movie, but if they were gonna do it, I want it to at least be decent. It hurts my heart to say this because I'm a Nintendo fan. The Sonic movie was better than the Mario movie.
Oh, I'm gonna have to disagree.
The
Sonic movie was good. I agree.
It was shit. The second look, like, let me put it this way. Like, Dr. Robotnik actually had a sense of menace. Jim Carrey was fun to watch as a human cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, I actually felt like, oh man, look, Sonic might not pull it off. Never in the Mario movie did I feel like, hey, Mario ain't gonna make it. Of course Mario's gonna make it. You can't have a sequel if Mario don't win. And Bowser didn't feel all that dangerous. Because it's like, yeah, he's not gonna be able to sacrifice all those creatures in order to become all powerful. Nah, it's not gonna happen. Whereas there's a scene in the first Sonic movie where Dr. Robotnik goes to that guy's house and he's like, look, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. Thanks to the way things are today, I could have your ass murdered and no one say shit to me about it. How about that? That's basically what he says. And the look, like the way he delivers the line, it's like, yeah, you fuck around and find out, man. You know, I never felt that sense of menace from Jack Black's Bowser.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never felt that level of menace from Jack Black's Bowser. I never felt like, oh, these people are in danger. I'm like, eh. And I get they were aiming for two different audiences. The Sonic movie was aiming for people who were, you know, the cool generation, the cool kids, yeah. Whereas the Mario movie was trying to reach like all four quadrants: kids, parents, teenagers, babies, single people, everybody. But in trying to please everybody, it wasn't fantastic in any way, shape, or form. And it was way too much nostalgia and call-outs.
Yeah, I mean, it was I think it was a really beautiful piece of animation, but when it comes to CGI, you know, that sort of animation, because it really did look like Mario.
Yeah, like let me put it this way.
Speaking of Mario,
way too safe.
They had call-outs in that movie that only people in my age group who grew up with old Mario would even understand the fucking call-out. Like, the opening of the movie, you have the Mario Brothers commercial playing the remix of the old Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers Super Show theme song. Only I would get that! And I fucking hate that movie. Well, I don't hate it. I just don't think it's very good. I think it could have been better. I think it played it way too safe. But I mean, listen. I know after the Super Mario Brothers movie that came out in the '90s with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, I understand. They're like, we can't afford to shit the bed again with our biggest IP.
Yeah,
I understand, but I also wish they had been like, if they had a clever writing team, they could have made it into some cool shit. Like, could you imagine? I've said this before. I'll say it again. Could you imagine if instead of having Mario, like they're like, we don't want him to be rescuing a princess. Okay, I got an idea. Have Mario and his brother go to the Mushroom Kingdom trying to get paid because Brooklyn's getting gentrified and they're gonna lose their business. That shit would be amazing. You know, just have him be like, Luigi, we gotta rescue the princess. Well, you gonna save the princess because you want the girl? No, Luigi, because we're gonna get the money. We gotta pay off the mortgage. Now that would be
out there.
That would be hilarious.
Out there.
You could have them beating up. You could have them beating up Koopas and shit, and like they're like, hey, why are we doing this, Mario? Hey, think of it like we're unclogging a toilet, Luigi. That's right, with the Mario Brothers. And then at the end of the movie, you could have you could have them warp back into the real world, and then Mario and Luigi start kicking Bowser's ass to the theme of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. No Super Flower. They literally just go old school Italian mafia on them, they're like hitting them with hammers and pipe wrenches and shit.
Speaking of Mario, Mr. Red Fox, did you play Super Mario Bros. Wonder yet?
I have. It's
Did you guys
pretty good.
like it?
It's pretty good.
Oh wow, I'm glad you like it.
It's it's pretty good. I
loved it.
I'm not going to say it's better than Super Mario World in my opinion, but it's pretty good. So.
Oh, okay. I think it's better than Super Mario World, but I like Super Mario Bros. 3 better than Super Mario World.
All right.
But Super Mario World is up there.
Yeah,
it was my first video game. It was the first Mario game I beat.
Super Mario World is like my top tier entry level 2D Mario game. So that's like really hard to jump over that. Like my entry level best classic Legend of Zelda game will always be Link to the Past. There hasn't been a Legend of Zelda that surpassed that on the list yet.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Nope. Not even close. Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are like 3D Zeldas, they're at the bottom. They're not even the top 5. Technically they're like I think Breath of the Wild got knocked out of the top 5 of 3D Legend of Zelda games for me by Tears of the Kingdom, cuz just mechanically Tears of the Kingdom is a better game than Breath of the Wild, but both of them aren't like my favorite 3D Legend of Zelda games. But that's neither here nor there. Getting back to point, apparently there's going to be a GTA 6 announcement in December at the Game Awards.
Oh,
First of
nice.
all, does anyone care?
An announcement. No, not
A lot
really.
of people care, trust me.
Yeah.
I don't. But
Yeah, he's like, I don't give a shit. I checked my bags.
They made an announcement of an announcement. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate when companies do that. Shit or get off the pot. Quit doing this.
Yeah. I have to make an announcement.
Really?
We're gonna make an announcement in 2 months. That's our announcement. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's like it's just kind of like, well, it's just this is the problem with this industry. It's like they cock tease you for years and years and years, and then it comes out and then doing nothing, to a whimper. And I was just kind of like, but again, this is make or break for Rockstar. GTA 6 is make or break. This project cost over $1 billion. That's $1 billion with a B, big B. So this game has to succeed.
Yeah, but it's gonna make a lot of money though.
It will make a lot of money.
Man, look,
man. It goes woke.
GTA always makes money for Rockstar, even though and here's the thing: back in the day, they could release a GTA and it would do bank. And here's the thing: as soon as they do GTA Online version 2 for the next game, that's gonna make money because these dumbasses can't be bothered to actually hold this company to a higher standard. Why should they do that? They're gonna spend $60, $50, $30 on shark cards for fake money so they can live in their fake ass apartments in a fake ass video game. That's what they're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
I like that kind of monetization for video games.
Well, they're all doing it.
Like, at least Nintendo's not doing it.
They're doing
Unless
it.
it's like Pokemon, what's it called? The League of Legends like game?
Yeah, they're doing it. It's just not as egregious, but they're doing it. They're all doing it. There is no company that doesn't have blood on its hands right now.
They re-released the game like 5 times for 10 years. So, they're going to do it again with GTA 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be 43. That'll be like 43, 44, and they're still going to be releasing GTA 6. That is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'd like to see at the Game Awards is The Legend of Zelda original remake. I'd like to see that. I hope it's not Ocarina of Time remake, or I hope it's at least a Zelda game. But if not, I hope it's something equally as good as a Zelda game that Nintendo will announce. But if they announce nothing, I'm gonna be so upset. But that could happen.
I don't think Nintendo's gonna go to the Game Awards this year.
Why should they? They have no incentive to do it.
Oh, exactly.
They have like no
What?
incentive to go, and they have zero incentive to go to the Game Awards.
They can just drop. They can drop a big announcement on Twitter.
Yeah,
And
they can
people
have their
will
own
fucking
Nintendo
buy it.
Direct and just talk about whatever the fuck they want to talk about. They have zero incentive to go to the Game
Yeah.
Award.
And the internet will be talking about it for the next couple days.
Yeah, here's what I'll say
Everyone's
about
gonna be
here's what I'll say about GTA 6. Here's what I would want. Probably won't get it. I would like to see a return of RPG-like mechanics in the single-player game. Not that RPG-like shit they did in 5. I mean, like, legit, like, you drive your car, you get better driving your car. You can go to driving school and get really good at driving your car. You can go to, I want to see property. You can buy property yet again, and lots of different types of property. I want to see empire building like they had in GTA Vice City Stories, where you could, like, you could take over a spot and then turn it into a front, or you could turn it into a legit business. Like, I want to see awesome. I want awesome soundtracks. I want the ability to add my own music to the game, like you could in GTA 5, 4, 3, Vice City, San Andreas on PC. I want better controls. GTA controls like trash.
Which game? Which GTA game controls like trash?
All of them.
Oh, I heard Grand Theft Auto 5 controlled really good
No.
from GTA fans.
No. Let me put it this way. Watch a character run up a flight of steps or down a flight of steps in GTA 5. Like, you could be sprinting after a motherfucker. Like, yeah, come back here. And then they get to the steps and they slow down to take each step one thing at a time because they have to do those animations. Because they couldn't be, they were like, we need to make how you go up and down steps look accurate to how you would in real life. Not realizing that you're playing a damn video game.
Yeah, that's the problem with some of these companies. I mean, I know your animations and stuff are important, but at the end of the day, you are playing a video game, so it has to be intuitive. It has to be fun.
Yeah, it has to be fun. I don't want psychotic protagonists like we had in GTA 5. I don't like Trevor. I never liked Trevor. Fuck Trevor. There you go. I want more wacky side content, like chasing people in golf carts to take them out. That's fun to me. That's interesting. I don't like GTA when it takes itself too fucking seriously.
Drugs in an ice cream truck.
Yeah. I like wacky GTA. I like GTA when it doesn't take itself too fucking seriously. Like, I like going to being able to wear. I want to be able to wear different outfits, and not a little bit of outfits. I mean, major outfits. Bring back body crafting, where, like, if you eat a lot of food, you get fat. If you run a lot, you get thin. I want that shit.
Oh,
to
I didn't
come
know
back.
GTA had that.
San Andreas did.
Oh wow. I just wish game companies could make more than one gaming series. At least most of them.
What are you talking about?
Like, for example, why couldn't Rockstar make GTA 6 last generation? Or
because they were
why
too
can't-
busy. They were too busy counting their money from GTA Online.
Or, like, for example, yeah. You know, never mind.
No, seriously, Kirby.
There are companies that do that make 2 games in one generation.
Seriously, Kirby, they used to put out multiple games per console gen, but seriously, they've been making so much money off of GTA Online, they have no need, want, nor desire to branch out. Because, like, you might not remember this, but back in the day, Rockstar in one gen, in the 6th gen, they put out GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas. They also put out Rockstar Table Tennis, Midnight Club Racing. Like, they put out like 5-6 games
Wow.
in the 6th gen, plus GTA Chinatown Wars. You know, Vice City Story. They put out like 6-7 games, and all in the 6th gen. Whereas in the 7th gen, they put out GTA 4 and GTA 5. And that's it.
Wow.
And GTA Online, which uses a lot of the same assets as GTA 5. That's it. So like their output has gone way the fuck down. I don't know what's going on considering that they've hired more people. There are more people working at Rockstar now than there were like 15, 20 years ago. So what the fuck's going on? I don't know.
Their leadership. They don't have the same leadership.
Yeah, Doug and Dan Hauser don't work there anymore. I think Dan Hauser is like he's like the executive. He's not on the floor doing shit anymore. So like and plus, like I said, they have no incentive to come out with new shit when people are just perfectly content spending money on GTA Online. Oh, and Red Dead 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Red Dead Redemption 2 looks awesome.
I played it. It's all right.
Oh yeah. Did you see the Avatar Frontiers trailer?
Yeah, I don't like the movie, so I won't be playing the game.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the Avatar
I
movie.
did like
Like, I don't.
It's from Ubisoft, so I already know I'm not gonna like it because Ubisoft games are just kind of like, they're meh to me.
I don't really like being this guy, but the game looks like it's running on PS3. It doesn't look very good, and I only say that because I know what what kind of games Ubisoft puts out.
Yeah.
This is probably just a shameless cash grab.
Well, I guarantee this is
like-
going to be Far Cry, except you're going to be playing as a Navi, and that's it. It's Far Cry. You're going to be knocking over outposts that in order to grind meaningless in-game currency that you'll use to upgrade your abilities. And the first 2-3 upgrades will be relatively easy just through normal gameplay. The last 4 or 5 upgrades to make your shit into really hard-hitting stuff is going to be a slog. But conveniently, you'll be able to spend real money in order to make it faster. Look, I already know what this shit's going to be, so I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
Okay. I just hope there's only a few repeating missions.
Come on, man. It's a Ubisoft game. It's
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, I know you like to pull people's leg, but come on, man.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So, anything else anyone wants to add about GTA 6 before we move on to the next topic, which is?
I just hope the game looks really good, but I never really liked GTA that much. I'm indifferent to it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I hope people aren't. I hope they don't shit on their customers like they did with the GTA trilogy.
Yeah, not everyone likes ass and titties. I understand that. Well, that studio who made that game is no longer working on shit for Rockstar, which surprises absolutely nobody. To nobody's surprise.
It's just kind of like, it's like people. That's one of the remakes people are we're hoping for.
Yeah.
To see, and it was, and then they started, blacklisting a bunch of the mods and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, the mod stuff I saw
was better than the shit we got. Yeah. That was the problem. I'm like, why didn't you guys because okay. If you asked a small company that didn't have the money, hey, why don't you remaster your games? You'd be like, well, they don't have the money to do this. If anyone had the money to pay a good studio to remake those games in Unreal Engine or some new engine and make them like from the ground up, new games, same content, like same overall gist, but new games, Rockstar had the money to do it, and they didn't. They fucking went after modders and basically took the games down off of Steam, so then like people couldn't play the old versions, and they made it. Oh, you got to go through our Rockstar launcher in order to play
that's
this game.
terrible. That's greedy.
I mean, Nintendo did the same thing.
Oh yeah, true. With Pikmin 3, I heard.
No, they did the same thing with Metroid 2. Samus Returns.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A modder
Wait,
did
what
a
did they-
version. A modder did a remake of that game from the ground up.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
That was, in my opinion, much better than the shit we got from the people.
Oh yeah, no, I know about that. I just thought you meant like they took down Metroid 2 for Game Boy on the 3DS. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No. But going after modders who made better products, yeah.
What's a fan-made game? Yeah, I don't like that they did that either.
The fan-made game was better. Or at least to me. Like, okay, I know that Metroid
I liked
2,
it. I beat the fan-made game.
Yeah, I know Metroid 2, the Samus Return, but that game that was made by what was the name of that fucking
Mercury Steam.
I know that a lot of people like that game, but that game is not Metroid 2. Metroid 2 is like, it's a very reductive the hardware limitations of the time made that game what it is. That claustrophobic Samus is going out doing what a bounty hunter does. She's wiping out these Metroids on this planet, not realizing, with later lore, that she's fucking up the ecosystem and it's leading to the Sax parasite. But that's neither here nor there. It's the prequel to Super Metroid. They completely fucking missed that with the Mercury Steam Metroid 2. It turned into into Metroid Prime in 2D, which I don't want to play Metroid Prime in 2D.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't like when companies do that. Like, why don't you put your shit out and let the modders do their shit and then let the consumer decide? How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that Metroid 2 game. I mean I enjoyed the art style a lot better in
I want to tell you.
remake.
Yeah, because it was closer to the original. Go ahead.
My brother had a theory that he heard from a YouTuber that the reason why Nintendo goes after these fan games is because he says that lawyers are probably talking to Nintendo about those fan-made games, and they're saying like, oh, you should take it down because otherwise if you allow too many fan games, the name could be ruined. Metroid.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like a very small part of it. In reality, what it boils down to is that companies have to protect their IPs. It's the reason why.
Yeah.
It's the reason why even generic brand of tissues, facial tissues that people use are called Kleenex, because Kleenex didn't protect their brand when other companies making generic brand Kleenex called their shit Kleenex too. You have to protect your IP. You have to protect your brand. I understand. Yeah. From a legal standpoint, I understand that. From a gamer, like from a business standpoint, Nintendo is perfectly in the right. From a consumer standpoint and a fan standpoint, it's fucked up. There's shit that's legally right that is still, like, legally, yes. If someone steals from it's wrong to steal from a company, right? It's wrong. Yeah. It's legally incorrect. But I mean, like, if someone steals a TV from Walmart or Target or whatever, yeah, the store lost a TV, but they have insurance for that shit. Should someone get the shit kicked out of them because they stole a TV from Walmart, Target, or wherever? No. It's the punishment does not match the crime. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's on the internet, so
once it's on the internet, there's ways to get your hands on it, even if people
I just
don't
used
like
Google and found it.
Let me put it this way: don't tell people how to find it. But what I will say is that there is always once something's on the internet, it never goes away. It's there forever. That's why don't post shit on the internet you're not willing to be someplace forever. Or as they say in the Sandlot, forever. 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 Anyway, anyone have anything else they want to add before we move on to the next topic?
I want to say I wish that Mario and Zelda fan games would be at the level that Nintendo makes their games.
Yeah, you're not going to get that unless you're talking about homebrew hacks of Super Mario World or Legend of Zelda,
Oh,
stuff like that.
yeah, I heard of
those homebrew hacks
those.
are pretty good, but the shit that you get where that are like on Flash, it's not going to be as good because the tool set isn't as
Oh,
sophisticated.
oh, I
Um,
understand.
yeah,
Well, actually, I played a few Mario Flash games. There was one that was good, but it was kind of like, it was like you kind of wish you just played a real game because like
yeah,
there's one game where the enemies went through each other.
yeah. That's how I feel about most Mario Maker levels. As a
Oh,
matter of fact, all of them. That's why I was like, I'm tired of Mario Maker. Fuck Mario Maker. Why doesn't Nintendo put some effort into making a new Mario game themselves and stop having these rank amateurs
they did.
making Mario levels? And they finally did, and it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Next topic. So Microsoft's Activision Blizzard King acquisition has been given the go ahead, so they're just doing all the paperwork, merging everything together. A lot of people are going to get fired because you don't need two different HR departments for both companies. You don't need two, like, you don't need the same shit. So, with that being said, I'm not here to talk about the people who are going to get fired, the people whose jobs are being rendered redundant, as they in tech and corporate speak for people being saying, "Get the fuck out of here. Here's 6 months of severance. Get out of here. Go get another job." Activision is sitting on a ton of dormant IPs that can now be resurrected or brought back. With
Yeah,
that
I
being
want to see a
said,
new Pitfall.
was that Activision?
Yeah, that was Activision
Okay,
Pitfall.
all right, all right. What IPs do you think Microsoft needs to resurrect after the Activision Blizzard King acquisition? Pick each of you guys. Pick two. You already said Pitfall, so that's you. And how would you bring it back to
Uh, I would try to make it like uh, kind of like Uncharted, maybe. I don't know.
that's a
It has to
smart
be an
move.
adventure type game.
That's what I would do. I would make it like an Indiana Jones
Have it
style
have
game.
its own identity.
I mean, the whole point about Pitfall Harry is that he runs in the jungle swinging and shit. So it's like
Oh,
Uncharted,
okay.
but
Yeah.
he's not killing people. He's fighting like animals and tribesmen and shit like that. Maybe
Yeah.
poachers.
Yeah, make a remake of that.
I guess another game I want to see is it's kind of hard.
Well, while you think about that, let Kenoshi
Was
say. But while you think about that, let Kenoshi
okay.
say what he was going to say. What were you going to say, Kenoshi?
I was gonna say make a remake of that PlayStation game. The weird Pitfall PlayStation game with the story and whatnot, with the weird mystic crap with the pits and stuff.
I don't remember that one.
Go
I know.
You don't remember the PlayStation Pitfall
Nah,
game?
man, during the PlayStation era, I was team N64, so the Activision games I played on the N64 were completely different. Or there were some good Activision games on the N64, but that I wasn't playing that. What was your second game, Kirby?
Well, is Titanfall made by Activision?
No,
What's Titanfall made by?
EA.
Oh, okay. Let me think. I think it would have to be I want to say River Raid.
Oh, so you going that old school? You like, yeah, these youngins don't know
Yeah,
about this
I
shit
want to
right
see
here.
like I want to see like a flight simulator
Uh huh.
of um River Raid, and I'll also shoot like bridges and stuff.
All right, that's some old school shit right there. I salute you for going that deep in the back catalog. Kenoshi, what are your two?
It's the only thing I can think of.
All the Activision games I can think of are licensed games or Blizzard games. All I can think of is games that they're already milking to death. Yeah, I can't really think of anything really obscure in their back catalog that really jumps out.
All right. Okay. I'll dive in and I'll come back to you after I give my two. This was a tough choice, so I'm going modern for both of them. First one. This was a tough choice. I had to choose between two distinctly different, came out in the 6th gen games. One would have too much competition. People would compare it to a game released by Rockstar, so I'm going to drop that. True Crime. Now, True Crime
Ooh.
was supposed to be their answer to GTA. And the first True Crime sold like over 1 million copies across 3 SKUs, so it was considered moderately successful at the time. So much so that they just bull rushed a sequel out, True Crime New York, which was a buggy, glitchy piece of shit. But the first True Crime was pretty interesting. Um, the first True Crime was you played a cop named Nick Kang who was just coming back to work after being suspended for something. You never find out what that is, except at the end of the game they tease, well, why was Nick Kang suspended in the first place? You'll have to find out in the next game, and the next game was True Crime New York, which is trash. But the cool thing about True Crime was that you basically could get points like for being a good cop. So like if you arrested people by beating them up and then putting the cuffs on them versus pulling out your gun and shooting somebody, good cop, bad cop points. Good cop points let you unlock better things to police better, whereas bad cop points got you things that let you be more lethal in certain sections. So in the game, you had certain sections where you had to sneak around, and other sections you could fight your way through, like a Hong Kong action movie. Nick Kang had the slow motion jump thing, like Max Payne, because that was a thing back then in the 6th gen. And yeah, and it had a awesome fucking soundtrack. I advise anyone who has YouTube Music or any type of music service, streaming service, look up True Crime OST. All the songs on there are fucking fire, especially I'll Do Anything by Demiza. It's really awesome. But anyway, I would love to see them do a true crime game. They basically were working on a 3rd game, but they took Activision took the they didn't sell the IP. They sold the code to Square Enix, which that became Sleeping Dogs.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they still have the IP, so I would love to see a true crime video game. Except, go back to Nick Kang. Make it a true open world sandbox style game. Kick-ass soundtrack. You have the money to do it now that Microsoft owns you. Put some, have the physics engine be good. Whatever. All you need to do is get Christopher Walken. He's still alive. You can get, because he was in the first 2 games, and you can get the guy who voiced Nick Kang is still acting. You can get him. So yeah, man, we can do a true crime prequel, The Rise of Nick Kang, and find out how Nick Kang got suspended. Finally, how did he get suspended from the police force in the first place? Next
question.
Go ahead.
Is there any open world game that has a lot of original missions that has enough to do in the world that's big?
Lego City, Undercover.
Oh, huh. I played Lego City, but I didn't. But there's a part I just lost interest because I didn't know what to do or something.
Yeah, there's some very esoteric and not really informative mission parts in that game, but if you get past that, it's pretty good. The second game I would go with is this is a Blizzard IP that from long ago. It's one of my favorite puzzle games of all time. It stars 3 Vikings who are just trying to get back home. Lost Vikings, folks. Lost Vikings 3. It's been a long time. I want to see it brought back. You don't have to put a lot of money into it. You just have to have some engaging levels, more characters. Lost Vikings 1 was like you had the 3 Vikings get zapped into different planets trying to find their way home. Lost Vikings 2 was they were going through time, and they eventually wind up recruiting like 3 other characters: a witch, a dragon, and a werewolf, and they and they have to fight their old enemy Tomator again. So I would say Lost Vikings 3 maybe combine those two aspects of them going to different planets and then different time periods on those planets or dimensions. I don't know. But you could totally do a Lost Vikings made by the same people who make Trine, because functionally they're making Lost Vikings games. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You were describing Lost Vikings, and I was like, man, this sounds like Trine.
Yeah, Trine is functionally just have those people make the damn game, because Blizzard doesn't have the chops to make those games anymore. But
Yeah.
Trine people have been making Lost Vikings games for years now. So yeah, those are my two. I could have said Blackthorn, which is also a arguably Blackthorn takes place in the same universe as Diablo, since the enemy you face in Blackthorn is the brother of Diablo from Diablo, and you kick his ass with a shotgun with everlasting bullets, which is fucking amazing. But yeah, so there you go.
I see.
Kanoshi, have you gotten your 2 Activision IPs yet?
I would say continue the Tony Hawk series.
Oh yeah.
Just, make at least make 3 and 4. Let's remake 3 and 4, and then also I'd also like to see Toys for Bob make a new Spyro game and not make Call of Duty stuff, not be enslaved to the Call of Duty machine. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
nice.
Call of Duty's overrated.
Call of Duty's not overrated. It's just they release too many of them. Really?
Yeah, they do.
Call of Duty should be a once every 3 years type of game.
How about they take a 5-year break? That would be a great thing.
I mean, they have to make money, but I mean, I would say like once every 3. I say you should get a Call of Duty once every 3 years, and then every year, like they should drop, instead of having a new Call of Duty, they drop like a major story campaign expansion or something like that. So like the base game is $60. Instead of nickel and diamond people with all these battle passes and shit like that, like $30 gets you the expansion that adds maybe new maps for multiplayer, maybe some new story campaign, new weapons,
good.
shit like that. That's what I would do, but that actually takes vision and not a need to bend your customers over and fuck their wallets up the ass. So that it's Activision, they're not going to do it. Bobby Kotick is not that type of person. That's not Bobby Kotick's thing. Bobby Kotick's thing is I'm going to take you for all you've got. I'm gonna make you bleed until there's nothing left to take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. There shouldn't be a Call of Duty every year. It should be. I'm not gonna say every 5 years, because you want to have at least the reason I say 3 years, because that 3 years gives enough time for the team who made the game to see what worked, what didn't work, what can we change.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Players really saying they really want. So when they do the next expansion, people can be like, oh shit, yeah, this is what we really wanted. Like, you can't. How many fucking adjustments can you make to a game if as soon as it's out, you're planning on the DLs, you're planning on fucking nickel and diamond people with battle pass content over the next year, and then once that game gets patched and added to the point where it's enjoyable, the next shit drops and people drop that one and go to the like. It's a snake eating its own tail. Is the problem with Activision's like how they make their stuff.
Oh.
So, but anyway, that's my opinion. What are your thoughts, sir?
So what about Skylanders? I think that could be a good IP to bring back.
No.
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 Thing.
Skylanders was fucked when it was Toys to Life. If they had just made like just a decent Spyro the Dragon game, it would have been good.
think
But
the
they
Toys
wanted
to
to
Life
nickel and
thing-
dime you with the Toys to Life shit, and that made it that ruined the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I think the Toys to Life thing could work if it was obviously better managed. Because it felt like they came out with a lot of that stuff way too quickly.
Yeah, and they were just pumping it out, just pumping it out, just pumping it out.
And the toys were shitty quality.
Yeah.
I remember when Disney was doing the whole thing, and I was looking at some of the characters like, man, these toys do not look attractive.
Yeah.
At least get
Well, I
some
like
of at least make come out with a smaller selection of toys that have more functionality
Yeah.
and that look better. But, I mean, of course they're gonna be a little more expensive, but they're gonna have more functionality within the game.
Yeah.
They look better, and so it's kind of nice to have on your shelf. Because I guess you're trying to sell this stuff to kids, but kids just because you're selling it to the kids doesn't give you the excuse to make it cheap.
Yeah, which is what they did. Like, look, man, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you're absolutely right. What I also think is, ultimately, I'm tired of Toys to Life.
Yeah.
Once you buy a game, everything you need in order to play that game should come with you buying the fucking game. I should not have to buy a whole bunch of fucking figurines just to get 100% of my game. Which is what Toys to Life is the ultimate DLC because they gate progress behind you buying other shit. So let me get this straight. Because the full set of Skylanders was like $150, $180 for the set that's like, oh, this is for you to get your kids started. But when they released the other shit, you had to buy even more toys in order to get that content. So it's like you're spending. It's like a $250, $300 game. No.
Certain content is you're walled off because you don't have a certain toy.
Yeah.
So you can't progress that particular. You should have alternate routes, or be able to unlock the characters even if you don't have them.
No.
I don't know. The whole thing was a mess.
Yeah, it was. It was a mess. And they also did a fucking bait and switch because when they showed it off, they're like, oh, we're doing a Spyro game. Oh, they brought Spyro. Spyro looks kind of fucked up, but I mean, sure, yeah, I'll play a new Spyro game if he does look a little fucked up. Oh, no. It's a Toys to Life shit. I'm like, fuck.
When I saw that design for Spyro, I was like, what in the hell are you guys doing?
Clearly,
seeing that
they made
ago.
him look like this because it was Toys to Life and they needed a design that could be easily fabricated on a manufacturing line. That's what that shit was about.
But I mean, if you go back to his PlayStation design, right, it's pretty simple design. Like, I guess.
One moment, please. I have a phone call. Continue, sir.
All right. I mean, obviously, being a drag. From what I see, I don't know what the heck they were thinking with that with the original design of Spyro.
I liked his redesign in the 6th gen, where they tried to make the Dark Spyro with Cinder, his sister.
Yeah.
Hell, I even like the Crash Bandicoot, Crash of the Titan, Crash Mind Over Mutant. I like those games, but
Yeah.
I'm the exception to the rule because everyone likes that old shit. But yeah, I get where you guys are coming from. But that segues nicely. Speaking about old, dormant franchises. So, next topic. How would you reboot some dead or old franchises? Now, Activision Blizzard has a lot of dead franchises that they've done fuck all with. But if you try to make something like it, or using that IP that they have done fuck all with, they'll sue your ass into oblivion.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I said to myself, hey, what would be cool? Like, how would you bring a old IP to the modern era if you like had no fear of being sued? You know,
Oh
you
my,
could
I
just do
kinda
it.
like
No one
what
would
you.
say shit to you about it. And
Mhm.
I'll go first since mine's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. I would do a Mega Man video game. I would do it in the vein of Mega Man Legends, but instead of like Mega Man Edge Legends is a game that has a lot of good ideas, but it has really fucking awkward controls. Um, Instead, I would do a Mega Man game set in the same universe as Mega Man X, but set like 200 years in the future, like 200, 300 years in the future. I would have it set in a. I would consider the events of Mega Man Zero as an alternate timeline. That's not what happened, okay? Where it's like a post-apocalyptic future with like humanoid reploid combination, whatever. Instead, because in the original lore of Mega Man, like you think that all the robots in the world went crazy. It's like just this model city that they're testing these robots out at. Like it's like a little area. It's like a little part of a country that's being tested out for like an automated city. That's what it's always been. Like they're like, oh, the whole city. No, it's just this like it's like just a few robots. It's just like 8 robots in one area. Like what? I mean, I know it's bad, but Jesus, you know. So I would basically set it 200, 300 years in the future. Proto Man is the only robot that's still activated because he's been like patching himself together to keep himself operational. Dr. Wily's dead. Dr. Light is dead. The original Mega Man's in a museum. He's been deactivated, and you know the cycle has begun yet again. You know there was an incident like the last incident before Dr. Light and Dr. Wily died. They basically like every country passed a law. You are like you can create robots, but you are not allowed to create robots that have a certain level of AI. Well, unfortunately, this new doctor fucked up and did that, and this is the new Mega Man.
Interesting.
And that's the thing. It's a 3D open world, kind of a Metroidvania-esque game where you go into
My
levels,
God,
get
that is
abilities,
so
come
dope.
back. That's what I would do. That's what I would
That'd
do.
be pretty cool.
Because frankly speaking, you know, the last Mega Man game was kind of trash. The one with the double gears and all that shit.
What? Why didn't you
Yeah.
like Mega Man 11? I thought it was great.
Eh, I wasn't feeling it.
Okay. Well, maybe you just aren't interested in Mega Man anymore?
No, I just wasn't feeling that. You know, it happens.
Okay.
Okay, you know, you're not
I
gonna
get
feel
it.
everything all the time, dude.
Okay, that's true.
You know, not everything is gonna resonate with everybody. That's life. Anyway, uh, anyone else have any other dead or dormant franchise or like this video game franchise needs to be brought back?
They should give Legend of Zelda 2 a second chance. And while we're on the topic of Metroidvania, it's obviously some RPG mechanics with the overworld and the you know town stuff. Uh, you know, and obviously it'd be a standard Zelda affair, except with the Metroidvania elements, and so there's gonna be a little bit of backtracking, and then you have obviously the power ups with your bow and arrow, your sword and shield, and
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you could totally do a new Legend of Zelda 2 game. Maybe add more dungeons to break up the flow because that game is like you do the first dungeon and then you have Death Mountain, which isn't a dungeon, but it kind of is. It's like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this? Then there's the Thunder Palace. You know, it's like, what?
I
Ah,
beat the game,
I beat it too, but it's that
but
game
I
is
need a guide.
that game is not very well constructed. It has some
yeah,
pacing
yeah.
issues. So
Yeah.
And
remaking
it
it could work.
they obviously wanted to try something different. They just weren't exactly sure what to do.
Yeah. So that's where I am right now. I'm like, eh.
I have an idea for two franchises.
What?
I have an idea for two franchises that are dead.
All right, go ahead.
Castlevania and F-Zero.
Okay, what would you do?
So for Castlevania, I would make it linear, where like you just go through like 10 levels, um, where you have to like face new kinds of enemies, minus new kinds of bosses that are popular in today's horror movies. Some of them. I mean, some of them can be old, but some of them can be new. And I'd like there to be an easy mode where like any new player can get into it. But with F-Zero, I want it to be like just as hard as F-Zero GX and F-Zero X. But I want there to be but except for when you fall off, you should be able to have the option to just get immediately back on course. But you don't proceed. Whereas you don't really get a trophy. Because then the casual players can play it and have fun, and then but then you have to be really good to get the trophies. And also there'd be online, of course. Then there'd be 50 racers. There'd be a good story mode. And I guess the controls could be a little better. I mean, the controls are already good, but I want the graphics to be like really good. But yeah, I really wish F-Zero would come out again. I know it's F-Zero 99 and I played it. I love it, but I hope this means that there's a new F-Zero.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. I would love a new F-Zero, but I would split the difference between the two fan bases. I would have a classic mode, which is like hard as balls. I would have an arcade mode that's like more easier to get into, and then I would have an adventure mode where like you pick a racer and you start out with a shitty vehicle, and then as you win races, you get money, which you can use to upgrade your vehicle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like the customization in F-Zero GX, but it's done
Yeah,
differently.
yeah, kind of like that. Because the problem with F-Zero is that unless you're really into, like fantastically into F-Zero, it's too much. You know, it's hard to.
Wait, what's too?
F-Zero is not.
How's it too much?
F-Zero has a lot of hidden mechanics that you don't know unless you read the manual. Most people don't read manuals today. Like in the original
Oh.
F-Zero, if you don't stop accelerating right as you hit the ground, you lose speed when you hit a jump. You wouldn't know that if you didn't read the manual.
Oh. Interesting.
Right?
What I didn't know was that I could brake and that I could use a brake um to avoid bumping myself into the sides of the road.
Yeah, that's something that's always been there. But I get what you're saying. But anyway, as I was saying,
in F-Zero, okay.
but as I was saying, F-Zero is just like, you know, I would love to see it brought back, but the chances of that happening are
0 to none.
yeah, because that requires effort. Nintendo these days is just kind of like,
There's plenty of effort.
eh, The Switch has been very commercially successful for Nintendo, but that also means that they don't have to put as much effort into their games as they used to. That's what I'm going to say.
But they've totally had some games that are great. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Pokemon Arceus Legends, Kirby and Forgotten Land, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land had major technical issues. That game ran like ass.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think it ran too bad. You just needed to be close. That's all.
That game was that game. Yeah, if you were close up, yeah, you could see stuff. But if you were far away, there was shit missing in that game. Like
A lot of things bother you.
no, that didn't. No, look, listen, man. Look, listen. The game itself was fine. It was it could have been better for a 3D title. Is it as Kirby's first truly 3D game? Is it to the level as a Super Mario 64 or an Ocarina of Time? Fuck no.
No.
No, no. But I mean, was it as terrible as Sonic's first 3D game? No. It's kind of like in the middle. It's not great. It's not terrible.
There's a lot of games you don't like that other people like.
No, that's not true. There's a lot of games I like that other people don't like. That's why it's called an opinion. Everyone has one.
Yeah, I understand.
I just don't. Like. Here's the thing. There are things that I like, love even, but I can still take a step back and say, I could see why other people wouldn't like this. You know, just because I like something doesn't mean it's great. I love the movie Who's Harry Crumb. It's not a good movie, but I love it though.
I see.
All right. You know, my personal like or dislike of something doesn't make something good. Is my point. And I think everyone should have that attitude about things. It's like, oh well, I like it. That doesn't make it good. That just means that you like it. All right. You might like getting punched in the face. That might be enjoyable for you, but that doesn't make it good. Anyway, anyone else have anything else we have to say before we get to the last section, which is unpopular opinion?
Oh yeah, question.
Go ahead.
Did you ever play Sonic 06?
I did.
It must have been the worst game you played. One of the worst.
I mean, it's not good, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst game I've ever played. Like I think it gets a bad rap about how bad. Okay, on a philosophical level, I know it is a bad game. You know what I mean? Like I know this is bad. On a philosophical level, I know it's indefensible. You can't say, "Oh, it's not bad." It's bad. But I also realize that it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. I like Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge that people didn't really like.
It's not a bad game though. It's just
I mean, the only problem I have is like I have to keep pressing buttons, so like some of my muscles hurt.
Yeah, the problem with Ninja Gaiden is that it's Tomonobu Itagaki and his and Team Ninja just made those games way too damn hard. And they're real you have to memorize button combinations, and some of those button combinations are the tougher enemies, and how to counter and block and dodge at the right time it's insane. And actually, Ninja Gaiden 3 is actually the easiest one of them all, because the first Ninja Gaiden is even harder than is harder than 3, and 2 is harder than 1, the first iteration of 2. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is the easier one they released after the second one was too damn hard. Anyway, yeah, so I guess we're at the last portion, which is unpopular opinion. Who wants to go first with their unpopular opinion?
I'm still thinking of mine.
All right, Kenoshi?
See what happened this week. I saw some footage from the Mario RPG previews, and it looks like they changed everything and nothing at the same time.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Tell me what they did.
The art style is different. There's a lot of stuff that's different, but I'm just kind of like, eh.
I'm excited for a game. I love how they introduce new mechanics.
Yeah, they've got like well, you mean they stole mechanics from better RPGs? Like they have
We
try
need to judge
attacks.
games on their own. We need to judge games on their own series. Like,
Yeah, but
I'm
they.
like, hmm?
Yeah, but you're saying they added new mechanics. They didn't. They added stuff from other better RPGs. Like they have a try attack. They clearly stole that from themselves. That's from Chrono Trigger. They have
Okay.
overdrives. That's from Final Fantasy VII.
It's new for the series. It's new.
I mean, eh, kinda. They
I
had
understand what you mean. I get it.
they had team attacks in
Sometimes.
Mario and Luigi. Like they're
Oh yeah,
look, man, look. There's nothing wrong with stealing from yourself, but I'm not gonna say it's a new mechanic when it's some shit that they
Okay,
did
all
before.
right. I understand.
But then again, man, it's like they say, there's nothing that's really new. Everything is just the same shit over and over and over again. Just, you know, different.
Okay.
But
I've
that's
thought about
just
my
me.
unpopular opinion.
Go ahead.
I can't get into Minecraft.
Yeah, I had a coworker who was like, "Yeah, you need to try Minecraft." I'm like, "I tried. It doesn't do anything for me."
Yeah, I mean I like Minecraft Dungeons, but I'm not a fan of the original Minecraft.
I don't like the concept of having to like cuz Nintendo did the same thing with Mario Maker 1 and 2. You can make your own fun. Bitch, I spent $60 for you to make my fun. That's why I gave you $60. You make the game, I give you money, I play the game.
Yeah.
Okay, the only time that I make my own fun is if I'm doing a tabletop RPG.
Oh, I can't get into those either. I'm kind of scared to try them.
Yeah.
It feels like a board game.
It kind of is, but
Yeah,
without
kinda
all the
Oh.
bullshit.
Oh.
What were you gonna say, Kenoshi?
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much is a board game.
Yeah. Functionally, that's what D&D is, except without the like. Unless you're talking fourth edition, where they had the fucking game board where you had to like move the characters around and shit like that. But typically speaking, D&D is like a board game, with except you have stats for your characters and your
What's D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay, that's Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons.
You can. I mean, but most tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, Pathfinder, Starfinder, all that stuff. The interesting thing is, imagine you played Monopoly, but as your piece went around the board, your piece could level up and become better at shit. Like, oh, I became better at bartering. I became better at persuasion. I became better at making money. Like that's basically what D&D is. Your character can just become better at doing things, which is cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyone else have an unpopular opinion? Kenoshi?
That's it.
All right. My unpopular opinion is pretty simple. I am tired of companies being lazy and going with the easy route. Sometimes going the easy route will screw you over in the long term.
What do you mean by easy route?
They go with the lowest common denominator, easiest thing to do instead of trying harder.
Oh. I see. So like a rehashed game with few ideas.
I mean, I guess just like being lazy.
Some games need that, but other games need to innovate.
Just people just be taking the easy route. They don't try anything different. They don't try anything new. They don't innovate. They rest on their laurels. You know?
Yeah.
But, that's my own personal opinion. With that being said, that's the end of the cast. Anyone have anything they want to pimp out before we wrap things up?
Project Console Tuesdays, 7:30.
All right. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters. Glad to have you guys
I
here.
have.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I have to say, I've taken a break from social media, so that's why I haven't been coming to the BS Busters
I know
because
you
like my
disappeared for a
computer's
while.
away.
Yeah,
Um, but so yeah, plenty of time to watch my video on Retrospective J.
that's good. Good you're coming back, even in a limited capacity.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters. I took off last week, Wednesday, because I had a Halloween party Tuesday, and people got kind of rowdy. I had some fun too, and I was in no position to do a cast Wednesday. There will not be a cast next week on Wednesday. I will, however, upload some gameplay footage with me talking over it to make up
Oh,
for it. However, I will be able to do a
that's
cast Tuesday. If we are doing cast next week, Kenoshi, I'll be there. Anyway, that's the end of the cast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at mrredfoxbsbuster@gmail.com, or the link to the Discord server for the channel is in the subscription, is in the details box. So that's the end of the cast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Play your games. Be cool. Don't be cruel. Peace.
Peace.
I know I'm ending the
so
stream.
Miss Red Fox.